One of the big benefits of having a business is that you can write off expenses and lower your overall taxable income. But so often, entrepreneurs are not too sure what to write off, or they're a little scared to write off too much. So in this video, I'm going to show you some common, ordinary, and necessary expenses that you can write off for your business, as well as some that you might be unaware of that are not so common, but you can totally take advantage of. Honestly, I think most small business owners are paying more taxes than they need to. I will also be including a list of these ordinary and necessary expenses for you to reference in case maybe you're missing out on some of these. So what's really cool about LLCs and sole proprietorships is that they count as your personal income and expenses. So the taxes for your personal stuff and for your businesses become the same. So they merge into one. What that means is that if you have a high-paying job, you can use some of your business expenses to lower your overall taxable income. Okay, so let's do a super oversimplified example just to get the concept across. Let's say you make $80,000 a year on your full-time job, your 9 to 5, and then you make $20,000 in your business. That's $100K of taxable income that you have for that year. But let's say that you also invested $30,000 worth of expenses in your business. That would actually subtract $30,000 from that $100K, making it so that you only have $70,000 of taxable income. So not only did it lower your taxable income, this also might bump you down to a different tax bracket, having a different tax rate, and therefore paying less taxes. That's pretty cool. I know taxes are not that cool, but I think that little trick is pretty cool. Okay, but how do we get these write-offs? By the way, I keep going back and forth between write-off and deduction. I'm using these interchangeably, but I mean the same thing. It's a business expense that you are able to claim on your taxes. For a business expense to actually be considered a business expense, it must be ordinary and necessary. Ordinary just means that it's common in your industry. So for example, at SunMud, we have a sunscreen business. So something that would be normal or ordinary would be SPF testing, right? But if I have a candle business and I'm claiming SPF testing as an expense, then that'll raise some flags, like that makes no sense. So ordinary just means that it's common for other businesses in your industry to have those same expenses. Necessary means that it is helpful for your business and its daily operations. It should contribute to generating income and also to reducing expenses. So those are the two requirements for your business expenses. They have to be ordinary and they must be necessary. That's it. Okay, so some are super obvious, like office supplies, shipping costs, wages, insurance for your business, cost of advertising, or materials for the products that you're making, right? So those make sense. That's directly related to your business. But there are some other ones that you might not be taking advantage of that you actually completely can claim completely legally. For example, your car expenses. So let's say that you use your car to pick up supplies or to go to an event or to see a client or to go to a coffee shop. You can deduct your gas expenses. So anything that you spend on gasoline, completely a write-off. You can also write off your car registration, car washes, car maintenance, all of that stuff. Anything to do with your car can be deducted for your business because you're obviously using your car for your business if you have a car. You can also deduct meals and coffee. If you're anything like me, you usually go to coffee shops to work. So all of the meals that you get at the coffee shop, or coffee obviously, you can write that off as a business expense because you are using it in order to move your business forward. The final thing I want to mention here as some of the non-common ones is home office. So if you are working from home, as I do, you can deduct a portion of your rent because this is technically your office, so it's a business expense. And so this is something that most small business owners that are working from home don't take advantage of. Make sure you talk to your tax person because the amount that you can deduct is different for every state and every city, so make sure you talk to your tax person, but it's definitely something that you can write off. I know at the beginning I was a little bit too scared to write off things because I wasn't making any money. So to me, it was a red flag that I was not generating enough to cover my expenses. But actually, I talked to my tax person, and this is not an issue at all. As long as you're showing that you are dedicating time to your business, that you're taking actions to move your business forward, the IRS will not care if you report a loss year over year because you are trying, right? So you can still claim all of these things, especially if you have another source of income, like a full-time job. This is pretty normal for entrepreneurs to invest in their business and take a loss. For Menos Waste, I actually reported losses 4 years in a row. You really don't worry about doing something illegal. This is completely legal and, of course, something that you should take advantage of, because I know as a small business owner, we always need more money. By the way, if you get a tax person for your business, that is also a write-off. I can't list all possible deductions in this video, but I am going to leave a list that's a little more comprehensive down in the description box that you can look at and see if you are taking advantage of all of these, because you really should be if you are able to. I also have a template that I use to keep track of all of my deductions as the year goes on. So it's like a monthly thing, and I'll be doing a step-by-step guide on that template in the next video, so make sure you subscribe and you hit the bell button so that you see when that video comes out. It's going to be really helpful for you to stay on top of your finances, because we don't want to be, you know, March comes around and scrambling to get all the stuff ready for our tax person, okay? 2025, we're going to be on top of our finances. Since we are talking about finances and we're already on that frequency, I'm going to tell you about a video that I created. I'm going to leave that right here as well. I show you 10 ways to save money in your personal life so that you can fund your small business. I know at the beginning, all of us most likely self-fund our businesses. So I think you'll get benefit from that video. So until next week, don't forget, poquito goes a long way. Ciao.